Hello everyone, Merxerain here, episode 22 of Enigmatica 6 Expert Series. This is a quick, temporary interruption in your normal scheduled programming. Hey, Merc here, wanting to let you know that I'm going to start streaming on Twitch. And we're going to keep doing video episodes as normal, that's not going to change, but we're going to take on some additional projects to do on the live stream. And look, it started raining, like it'll do on the live stream. Behind me, this here is going to be a villager breeder. It's not really modded or anything like that, and it's something that I want to get done, but I don't think it's going to be interesting enough for a video. However, we could have a lot of fun doing this on a live stream. So join me. I will also be periodically streaming other games on that channel as well. Currently, I started playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's a fun adventure to be held. You can find my channel at twitch.tv/Merxerain, just like the YouTube. And the plan, if you're watching this as it comes out, should be that next Friday the 24th is where I'm planning at about maybe 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you there. In the last episode, we did a lot of prep work in order to get into pneumatic craft, although you can see from here it doesn't look like we did a whole lot. But if we come all the way back up to this, we prepped our liquid fuel system. So, in this episode, we're going to aim to try and get this liquid compressor, but we're going to start off by getting to the centrifuge, because we need these circuit backplanes for a lot of the other crafts, and since the centrifuge also needs it, let's get that going now so we can process more of our honeycombs. The way we're going to do this is the sequenced assembly. We're going to need insulating glass, copper plates, and dielectric paste. Let's work on getting our dielectric paste now. Of course, we're going to need to superheat some things in a mixer, and in order to superheat something, we need to make some blaze cakes. So I've got a spout set up in the other building, but first let's try to make some blaze cake bases. This is just an egg, sugar, and cinder flour, and we need to have a compactor into a basin. So let's actually repurpose this depot area into our basin. Okay, perfect. With our basin in place, let's go ahead and put the cinder flour in. I don't know if I can put all 4 of them in at once. We're going to find out. The eggs and the sugar. Here it goes. It's going to be kind of slow. I'll skip forward here. Okay, that should be all 4 of our crafts. It is. Let's go ahead and take these directly over to the next location. Blub, 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 blub in the water. Sorry, one more interruption for you. I'm going to have a secondary channel as well. It's called Merc Streams. Anyways, in that secondary channel, we'll post our live streams. I'm not really going to do any cuts or anything in them. It'll just be the full stream posted there. So if you wanted to join for creating the villager breeder, but you couldn't, you missed it due to time or who knows what, you can check it out over there. Inside of our create factory, I set up a spot back here in the corner. I honestly don't know if this needs rotational energy. It kind of feels like it doesn't. I'm going to place all 4 of our cake bases there. And let's just take one quick look again. All it says is lava, 250 millibuckets. So I have 1 bucket on me, and I'm just going to try and put it right inside this container. We might need to have a way to pump that in. We do. Alright, so in the Ponder menu, we can see that the spout cannot be accessed manually. We're going to need to have like a container with our lava and then pump it directly in and supply that some rotational energy. So, I guess I'm going to have to rework this little spot just a little bit. We're going to get ourselves just 1 single fluid tank, I think is all we need. We're going to need ourselves a mechanical pump. And then I think we have a couple of those pipes, yes, in here. Let's go ahead and just grab, I don't know, 5. 5 should be way more than we need. Let's go back and try to set this up. Alright, I think that this should work. All I've done is I added a new vertical gearbox on top of one that was already here, right? The one that was powering our crushing wheel. I added a small gear to it, put another one there, and that gives us our rotational energy on the pump. So if I put these in here like that, I think we'll be able to put our lava directly into that fluid container. So let's go ahead and make sure our depot is set up and ready to go with our blaze cake bases and input the lava. I can't input the lava. In the Ponder menu, again, we find what we need. In survival mode, fluids cannot be added manually. We're going to need to get an item drain like this, and it looks like another pump. So, back to crafting we go. Alright, I think if we put our item drain right here, and we put our mechanical pump right here, this is not facing the correct direction. You can see there's like an arrow that makes it look like it's facing up. You know what, I'm going to actually just pop it out entirely, and we're going to come back here and place it that way. Perfect. Okay. The next thing we're going to need is a fluid pipe to connect it over into our tank. And then finally, we got to give it rotational energy. And we have overstressed our machines. This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay, let's, instead of having it be hooked up to this whole line over here, we can actually hook it up to this line over here, and we might be able to fit this in, like, I don't know, right in here somewhere. Let's actually go downstairs real quick, and we can see our power comes up right here. We might be able to just power off of one of these. In fact, let's go ahead and find out real quick. If I put that gear there, will it spin? It will. Perfect. Okay, let's set this up a little better. Okay, so I think I've got a pretty compact looking system here. Let's take a quick peek at how this should work. We should be able to put our lava bucket right here, which should be drained out from this pump over here into our fluid tank. We don't have the best view of our fluid tank from here, which is maybe a little unfortunate, but oh well. This pump will then pull it out, and it'll go right up here into our spout. The only thing we have to do is give it rotational energy, which I have now done. So, let's again set up our blaze cake bases right there, and try putting our lava here. Okay, that is clearly draining. We can see it. If I come over here, we can see our fluid container filling up there. Oh, but you know what? It looks like I have this set going the wrong way. Now it's set going the correct way. We can see it go through the tube. And, you know, I might actually make these also kind of glass. I'm going to try it. Hopefully this doesn't break anything. Yeah, there we go. And it's done already. That's all 4 blaze cakes. Perfect. Okay, let's get our next thing set up to go. Our next thing is the dielectric paste. We need to get 2 tar, 3 silicone, and 2 sand, any kind of sand, into our mixer. And then we need to superheat the blaze with one of those blaze cakes. I happen to have 3 crafts ready. So let's go ahead and throw them in over here. And we have to flip our system back to get power over here again. We have water in there, but that shouldn't matter. Okay, let's give our blaze a blaze cake. Oh yeah, he's nice, blue, and hot. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So this probably lasts a bit longer. Unfortunately, we don't have any other crafts prepared for him. But this actually wasn't too hard to make at all. Probably something we're going to need to automate. But for now, of course, it's just a little manual. So now that we have our dielectric paste, let's go ahead and get some copper, right? We need some copper plates and some insulating glass. I already have some insulating glass on me. I've got 10. So let's go ahead and grab out 10 of this. We completed a quest there. And then let's also get 10 copper plates. Be right back. And you know what? We're also going to leave our blaze cakes here. All right, back here to our sequenced assembly. Just one more look at this thing. Step 1 is copper plates. Step 2 is the dielectric paste. Let's go ahead and set those up. Step 1, the plates. Step 2, the paste. Now, I believe these will hold up the craft, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to remove one of them. I don't think these will hold up the craft. I guess we're going to find out real soon. One, two, here's our back plane. All right, perfect. And it does not hold up here. Okay, let's go ahead and put our deployer back. Maybe in the correct orientation. Take our circuit backplanes. All right, we are one step closer to creating our centrifuge. Here we are with our centrifuge in hand. All right, another quest complete. This is great. Now, something we're going to want to be, I think, cognizant of is the centrifuge does not just produce items, but it's also going to produce liquids. If we supply it bottles, it will put the liquids in bottles, which are then items. So we might need to do something a little fancy there, or we might just need to have fluid pipes and coming off of the centrifuge, right? Like this, have a nice large setup, have a whole bunch of pipes coming off with a whole bunch of fluid tanks. That might be our best bet. And I don't know if I want this set up down here in the basement, which you can see I've done a little remodeling of. I left the jasper. I kind of liked the color. If we put it down here, it's probably going to need its own space, maybe on this side. If we don't put it down here, we're going to have to figure out how to route our power over here without using a million, the wires. I don't know if we can do wireless power yet, but if it does come over here, we don't have a whole lot of space, but we would be able to route the items back into a system over here. So we have a few things to think about. Okay, I've decided to set up a semi-temporary location, and we're just using the honey bottles for now. So I wanted to process this iron, all of my steel, and a stack of this lead. Let's go ahead and see how this thing works. Back down in the basement, you can see all I've done is I put the centrifuge in here and I added a pipe with an extraction module on it. I put some glass bottles in, and we're going to put the honeycombs in. This isn't the fastest, but it's way better than manually doing it, because now I can go walk away and do something else. There we are. This is perfect. I wonder if we can set this to somehow extract items like from a bottom or something, or if maybe we could just pipe them in via pipes. Right, because I do have more to process. I've been processing through many different types of honeycombs now, and you can see all I did was I created a little tiny pretty pipe system here with an extraction module on the barrel. So we have some sooty honeycomb still left to process, but there is still iron honeycomb in there processing. We have many bottles, and on occasion now, what I do is I just come up here, and if we search for bottle, we will see, yep, we've got lots of this honey. Let's go ahead and just pull it out. From here, we can craft it down to honey blocks and pull these bottles back out. And then, again, this is a fairly manual process, but this was always sort of a mini temporary system. This is not our forever centrifuge system. Now that we have our centrifuge working downstairs, we need to make ourselves a liquid compressor. And this liquid compressor, right, we're going to need a bunch of different things that we definitely don't have today, but let's start with the hardened integral components. So, the hardened integral components are going to need some of these things here. We're not going to worry about those just yet. We need to make this advanced PCB. And I think we're actually going to need more than one of these in total, because the next thing I think we need after this compressor setup is to get ourselves, if we click on the printed circuit board here, is a pressure chamber. The pressure chamber as well, I think, the valve. Look, the valve is going to need another one of those hardened integral components. So we're going to make 2 of these PCBs right now. And how do we make a logic circuit? Well, if we click on this, it tells us we need to use the engineer's circuit table. Okay. With a circuit backplane, which we now have, and lead or copper wire. So let's go ahead and check for our copper wire, because I think we have a few in here. We do. And in fact, maybe we should make some more copper wire while we're thinking about it. Let's go ahead and grab, not 64, let's grab 10. Our 1 copper wire went up there as well. All we need to do is switch out our mold. Put that in. New old mold goes there. Okay, so this circuit table, it needs power to operate, so we're just going to put it here. The power source also has to be routed in through the back. You can't route it in through the side or the bottom as far as I'm aware, just the top, or just the back. Then, when we're in here, you see we can actually select all sorts of different kinds of operators, but the one we want is set, because it is the cheapest one, and we actually don't need this for its base functionality. We only need this to do another craft. So, there we are. Done. Complete. We got our 1 logic circuit. I actually have one, because I said I was going to make 2 of these things. I have the other one already stored in our system. Okay. So what do we need next? We need, if I go ahead and select this, we need our RAM chips. So we're going to go ahead and make RAM chips now. I don't think we're going to have these. No, the redstone relays are not there. And unfortunately, we need to make 6 of these. So we're actually going to use basically the rest of our backplanes. All right, let's go ahead and make 3 of these. So we're only going to do the 3 RAM chips to start with, but we're going to need more. RAM chips obtained. So now, when we come to make our advanced PCB, I believe we should have everything necessary. Maybe? Maybe not. We're going to need a little bit more copper wire, I guess. I thought we probably had enough. Ah, this is why we didn't have enough copper wire. Turns out you can't turn the copper ingots into copper wire. I had forgotten that you actually need to put in the copper plates to get the wire. So let's fix that mistake real quick. The other thing to note on this craft, right, we can see we have this. We actually have 2 of those circuits in there, but due to the metadata, it doesn't know that it can put that in there. So we're going to request, I really only wanted 1, but there we are. Here's our advanced PCB. Okay. We're 1 step closer. Okay, now using the advanced PCB, we can make our hardened integral components. Yeah, and that was a quest. I actually thought that was going to be a quest. So let's go ahead and just throw this in our system. We'll be using it soon enough. We're going to need to make some bellows. Bellows are treated wood, which creosote oil's needed there. We should actually have plenty of those. Let's go ahead and tough fabric is what we're going to need. The tough fabric is also very, very easy to make. You know, let's make just a handful. 8 it is. 1 and 2. Bellows obtained. Can we make a small fluid tank? It says basic fluid tank not found. Let's just make sure there isn't one sitting in here. Okay, That is true. So let's go ahead and make one of those real quick. All right, here's our small fluid tank. Now, what does it say we need next? The compressed iron gears. Okay, let's take a look and see how we make compressed iron gears. Well, if we have compressed iron, we can use it in our multi-servo press. But we might not have any more of that left. Ooh, we actually do. Okay. Compressed iron gears coming right up. Something else I've made that you might want to check out is a time in a bottle. We're not going to do it here because this is almost done, but holding the bottle in your inventory will store time. You can then right-click on a machine and it will process faster. It tick accelerates is actually what it's doing. I will ensure to show that off soon. But here we go. Liquid compressor created. All right, quest complete. That's great. No rewards, unfortunately. So, looking at the quest log, right, we can go ahead and make our pressure chamber walls, or we can go towards a refinery controller, which gets us to plastic, or we can go through for the thermopneumatic processing plant. This here was our original plan so that we can get the engineer's blueprint. In order to make our thermopneumatic processing plant, we're going to need some more small fluid tanks, another pressure tube, and then these reinforced stone slabs. These we already know we can make. We have a few of these extra, and we could make more if we really needed to. But the reinforced stone slab is something we haven't made just yet. Let's go ahead and take a look at what it takes to make reinforced stone. Reinforced stone, we have an option, right? We could make it in a dissolution chamber with light gray concrete powder. How do we get a dissolution chamber? Well, you need a dissolution chamber to make one, or, of course, you can use this mechanical crafting recipe with plastic and some elite stuff from Mechanism. We're not ready to make this, so we can't really do that one yet. So let's go back. And, okay, the fluid encapsulator. We have one of these downstairs. Light gray concrete powder with some molten compressed iron. That might be the way to go. So how do we get the molten compressed iron? Well, we're going to need a magma crucible in order to turn our compressed iron into the liquid form. So, let's go ahead and make ourselves a magma crucible. This is something that's been on our list. See, it's over there for a little while. Let's see what we need to even make it. Wow, we're going to need everything for the most part. Copper coils, the uranium gears, everything. These seared bricks are right here. I've made a few of these before. We're going to need to make a bunch more if we want to actually make our Tinker's Smeltery, which we're absolutely going to want to do, but that is out of scope for this episode. Hopefully we have enough of these to make our 2 bricks. We do. That's good. I'm kind of curious how many more I have in there. 14. Okay, it's not going to be enough for everything we want to do, but that's okay. So, back to here. Sorry, not to there. Back to the magma crucible. I think we now have everything necessary, except maybe the fluid cell frame. That's the part we're missing, okay? Okay, here's our fluid cell frame. We should be good now to finish our magma crucible. And this, if we come back in here, this is actually a quest back here. Magma crucible, that leads into the seared heater. So we'll be doing that soon as well. But for now, let's craft it. Crucible obtained. We're going to need to route this down into our system with some of this, and I guess we're going to need another pipe and output. And you know what? I want to put it like right here, which means we're going to need to move this pretty pipe to the front. I take back what I said. This thing makes liquids. We don't need to pump our liquids up there because they can't go through items anyways. So we are still going to place our pipes back over here as they were before, just, you know, in the front instead of the side. But this, all it needs is power for right now. So let's go ahead and get a single pressed iron Okay, so in an ideal system, we would probably want to have our magma crucible set up next to our fluid encapsulator, because at this current moment, it can't really, like, output over to it. So we're going to have to find another way to get our liquids out, and I think I'm going to use this basic fluid tank. So let's go ahead and see what happens. See if I can actually use the fluid tank. My fear is that it needs to be a full, like, bucket's worth, and this is only 144 millibuckets. That take anything out? Yes, it did. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we don't need the sulfur dust in there, but we do need light gray concrete powder, so we're gonna have to go make some of that real quick. Okay, our light gray concrete powder is in. I think I should just be able to right-click it like that. Sure did. Okay, this is where I'm going to show off the time in the bottle. See how slow it's working right now? So if I just right-click it, now it's 8 times faster. Look at that. I'm not going to use any more, because that's fast enough at the moment. This was more for demonstration purposes. I use this sort of behind the scenes when I'm crafting things up manually. We should now have our reinforced stone in the system. We're going to make only 1 set of these slabs. That should be plenty, because we needed 6. So here we go. Craft. Ba-ba-ba. Pneumatic processing plant obtained. Okay, so I've never used this thing before. I don't have the best idea of how it works. I do think we're going to want the pneumatic wrench. And let's put this downstairs for now. So I think if I shift right click, good, that popped it up. And it made a cool sound when I did so. I don't think we need to route it into our power system at all. So let's just, as a temporary location, put it over here. There we are. I don't know if we need to connect this in any way other than it's already touching. I see that this square almost makes it look like it's an output. I'm going to take a quick read, I think, through the manual. And I'll come back. The book didn't really make any sort of mention whether or not I needed pipes or anything, so we're going to give it a try without. But before we give it anything, let's get our craft ready. This upgrade matrix is what we want to make. In order to make it, we need to have water in the system, and we're going to need to have smoldering lapis lazuli compound, which we make in our blast furnace from coarse lapis lazuli compound, which is tar, lapis lazuli dust, nether quartz, and ectoplasm in a mixer. So we're going to make this now. All right, back to our mixing station. We're going to go ahead and throw in all of the bits to our craft. So they should all go in, and it does need to be heated, but not superheated. So our charcoal goes on to our blaze. There's enough material in there to make 2 of those. Perfect. So we'll come over here and toss them in, and this is going to just be a waiting process. With our 1 smoldering lapis, we only need the 1. We'll let the other one go. I'm sure we'll need it soon, but we'll go back and give this thing a go. All right, so let's go ahead and put our 1 bucket of water and 1 smoldering lapis in the machine. And we know that we need to get to 2 bars of pressure. See if I can just kind of put that in. Nope. Right click it. That worked. Yep. Get our smoldering lapis in. Okay. So move fluid. We don't want to do that. I think we just want to put some liquid in here. Okay, so we're gonna come over, grab our refined fuel bucket, and right click it on the machine. It is burning. It is burning. We can see our bar going up. We don't see anything happening over here, though. So it is possible this is turned incorrectly, isn't it? Think I can pull the water back out? We've almost hit our 2 bar of pressure. Let's try and move that. What if I put it directly in front? Aha, this is now getting our bars of pressure. We can see it's almost at the 2. Our fuel, it still hasn't burned it all the way down. We're at 989 of our 1,000 millibuckets. Here we go. Craft complete. Upgrade matrices in hand. So, we can see that the bar is continually going up. And actually, we can see on the little tooltip over here, it's going up and up and up. And we do not want this to hit the red, because I believe it can possibly explode. So I really guess I need to learn more about how we regulate pressures. But for now, I think, since we don't want to just waste our fuel, I'm going to pick these up. This should, yep, it's retaining our fluid. Perfect. And this one over here, interesting. It has retained its pressure. I really don't know what that means. Can we just, like, leave this here and then do extra crafts on it? That might be the case. If it is the case, then we can probably create a system where we are, like, pulling the block to see how much pressure is in it. And if it hits the limit that we specify, it shuts a valve off, preventing any more pressure from coming in. Seems pretty cool to me. We are now going to set up our alloy kiln. We have the blocks just sitting here on the wall, ready to go. I didn't play in this space over here well enough, because there isn't a 2x2 location that we can put this. I was contemplating blowing the wall out over there, but I don't think it would look good. So, I think we're just going to throw this in the basement. Maybe we'll come up with a better plan. But for now, I think this should just be sufficient. We'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, just like so. And we need to go back upstairs real quick and grab our little hammer. I think. Right click, there we go. I wasn't right clicking in the right spot. So clicking up here didn't do it. Clicking down there is what did it. Book, upgrade matrix, and give it some fuel. Engineer's blueprint obtained. Here we are. So we actually already have an engineer's workbench. We've been using it for other things. We're going to go pick it up right now and get the quest complete. Okay, I'm going to pick up our workbench real quick just to get the quest. Quest complete. Okay, so what we had in there before was this one, right? And this let us make all of our molds. And in fact, I haven't made all of these yet, so I'm sure we'll need more of these. But our new blueprint lets us make the circuit backplanes, vacuum tubes, iron and steel mechanical components, and some upgrade modules and stuff like that. So this is perfect. We've taken our backplane, which if we come over here and click on it, we've taken it from needing dielectric paste and this whole sequence assembly to just a simple craft in this workbench and not even needing the dielectric paste. So we've cheapened this up quite a bit, which is good because we definitely need more of them. We are now at the wrapping up point of this episode. But what is in store in the next one? Well, let's take a look real quick again at this. So, can you see what's down here? The controller from Refined Storage. This is awesome, right? We're so close to getting a refined storage system set up, which will let us store our inventory. I mean, our pretty pipe system is pretty decent, but we didn't spend any time using their auto crafting or anything because I really didn't want to waste time on it, because this is how we get amazing auto crafting. So, in order to get to there, we're going to need to expand our mechanical crafting setup just a little bit. And then we're going to need to craft some of these things. Some of these aren't going to be too hard to make, like this. I mean, now that we can make these things over at our table, easy, right? The machine casing. Okay, so this right here tells us we need to get a pressure chamber. The pressure chamber is in our sights. We're going to work on this pressure chamber in the next episode and hopefully put it in a space that when it blows up, it doesn't damage any of our stuff. So, I don't really know how the pressure chamber works, but I know we need to make all of these things, and that should allow us to get real close, right, to making our refined storage items. So, I hope that you will join me in that episode, but even before that episode, I hope that you will join me for the live stream on Friday. It's going to be a good time. See you there. Merc Serene, signing off.